The cracks are widening, the alliances are fraying, and South Africa's much-hyped coalition government is on the verge of collapse. What was sold as a bold new era of unity has quickly turned into a political tug-of-war, threatening the country's stability and the hopes of millions who voted for change. In this episode, we take you deep inside the unraveling chaos of the Government of National Unity, exposing the behind-the-scenes battles, the power struggles, and what it all means for South Africa's future. South Africa's political landscape is trembling. The power-sharing government once hailed as a bold step toward unity and inclusive governance is now spiraling into disarray. What was meant to be a historic realignment, an ambitious coalition of former rivals, has become a high-stakes battleground for influence, control, and survival. Welcome to the chaos of the South African coalition, where promises of cooperation are being replaced by accusations, walkouts, and thinly veiled threats. This is not just a political drama, it's a crisis threatening the very structure of governance in South Africa. From the moment the idea of a government of national unity, NU, was tabled, it sparked mixed emotions. For some, it was the fresh start South Africa desperately needed after years of economic strain, state capture fallout, and widespread service delivery failures. For others, it was a fragile compromise, doomed to collapse under the weight of ambition, mistrust, and unresolved ideological battles. Now, just weeks into this arrangement, cracks have turned into canyons. Discontent is no longer whispered in corridors, it's broadcast in statements, protests, and parliamentary showdowns. The coalition is fracturing. And the consequences could be seismic. At the heart of the chaos is the uneasy alliance between parties who were, until recently, political enemies. The ANC, trying to maintain its grip on power despite losing its majority, finds itself in an impossible balancing act. It needs partners to govern, but it also needs to assert dominance. The result? A web of power plays that's leaving ordinary South Africans confused, frustrated, and increasingly angry. Coalition partners are accusing each other of betrayal, exclusion, and backroom deals. What was meant to be unity has turned into a tug-of-war, with the public caught in the middle. Behind closed doors, strategic meetings are turning into shouting matches. Agreements made in the morning are rescinded by the afternoon. Ministries and key positions are being handed out not based on capability, but on appeasement. Smaller parties are threatening to walk away, citing the ANC's heavy-handed tactics. Meanwhile, the ANC accuses its new allies of sabotage, claiming they want the perks of power without the responsibilities. It's political theater of the highest order, but the stage is the nation itself, and the consequences are real. As each day passes, the sense of urgency grows. Basic services are faltering. Local governments remain in limbo. Policy direction is unclear. The country is watching a coalition unravel while key decisions on the economy, safety, health, and education remain paralyzed. It's a dangerous moment for any democracy, especially one still grappling with the deep inequalities and tensions left behind by apartheid. The dream of inclusive governance is being overshadowed by the nightmare of dysfunction. There's also a growing frustration among South Africans who voted for change. Many feel betrayed. They didn't vote for more elite bickering, they voted for action, delivery, and leadership. What they're getting instead is a carousel of press briefings, political stunts, and endless blame shifting. The message from the streets is loud and clear: fix it, or we'll replace you all. This chaos is not happening in isolation. The world is watching. Investors are growing nervous. International partners are asking hard questions. Can South Africa still be counted on as a regional anchor of stability? Can it attract investment, manage its debt, and lift its people out of poverty while the very machinery of governance is stalling? The answers, right now, aren't promising. What's even more concerning is that there's no roadmap out of this chaos. No clear leadership. No decisive voice rising above the noise. The presidency is trying to project calm, but insiders say panic is setting in. There's a scramble to renegotiate terms, soothe egos, and reframe the narrative. But how do you salvage a coalition when the very foundation, trust, is gone? South Africa is entering uncharted territory. Will the coalition hold through sheer necessity, or will it collapse, leading to new elections or constitutional crises? Can leaders rise above self-interest and put the country first, or will they drag us all into deeper uncertainty for the sake of political survival? These are not theoretical questions anymore, they're urgent, real, and deeply personal for millions who depend on stable governance for their livelihoods and futures. In moments like this, history teaches us a hard truth: unity cannot be manufactured. It must be built. And right now, the blueprint seems lost. If this coalition is to survive, it needs a radical reset. Honest dialogue. Transparent negotiation. A shared vision that prioritizes citizens over political gamesmanship. Without that, South Africa may be headed for a new kind of instability, one not defined by violent protest or economic collapse, but by the slow decay of public trust and institutional integrity. But amid the gloom, there is still a spark of possibility. This could be a moment of reckoning, a chance to redesign South African politics into something more accountable, participatory, and resilient. If parties can step back from the brink, if citizens demand better and stay engaged, if the media keeps asking the right questions, then the chaos of today could be the catalyst for a better tomorrow. Now more than ever, we need journalism that cuts through the noise. We need voices that tell the truth, expose the games, and demand better. That's what we're here to do on this channel. South Africa is at a crossroads, and what happens next will shape the country for years to come. Will our leaders rise to the challenge, or will their own ambitions destroy what little unity remains? One thing is clear: we can't afford to look away. If you found this breakdown insightful and you want more fearless, unfiltered reporting on South African politics, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and join the conversation in the comments. Your voice matters. This is SA Unfiltered, and we're just getting started.